What does it say? Is press any key? I'm not going to read that error message. It says something went wrong, I guess, but now it says press any key, so I'm going to press any key.
Yeah.
Recovery error, I see that. Press any key, sure. Computer, just do the thing. You don't even, like, why are you waiting for me to press a key? If you know how to fix it, just fix it. I don't know what he's saying. It's too distorted.
Something about loss of concentration. Machines also need rest. Not all systems have been restored yet.
Thank you for being my interpreter.
No problem. I speak machine.
Did I tell you when I was a kid, a toddler, I guess, and I have a younger brother, he was crying, and my mom was like, "Why are you crying?" And he said he hurt his thumb. But
Okay.
he said it like with his baby voice in a very high-pitched, whiny tone. Like, I don't think, as an adult, I can even do it. Like, I hurt my thumb or something like that. Yeah, and I can't really do it. Anyway, point is, I could understand him. He said, I hurt my thumb. And my mom didn't understand him. And I'm observing this interaction between them, how she's asking him a question, he's answering, but then my mom is behaving as if he wasn't answering. And I was like, wow, this is weird. So then I offered to interpret. I say, he says he hurt his thumb. And then my mom goes to my little brother. He's like, is that true? You hurt your thumb? And he nods. And then she was amazed. She's like, wait, how can you understand him? And I'm also confused. I'm like, how can you not understand him?
Right.
And at the time, my hypothesis, my explanation was because I'm still relatively young, I still speak baby language. That was the explanation I offered to her. Now, as an adult and knowing more about developmental psychology and all that, I'm like, that was bullshit, right? There's not this baby language. Probably what happened is that as you grow old, you're less sensitive to high frequencies, sounds. So she literally could not hear him speak.
Possibly. You also just might have had more context without knowing it, and she wasn't paying attention to the context that you were, but it could have been high-pitched.
Yeah. Of course, self-reported memories can be wrong.
Yeah.
But the way I remember this is I literally heard the words he was saying. And so I just repeat them back to my mom.
Right. But when you have more context, you can
you can hear
actually
words.
hear it.
Because there is that.
We need to establish two-way communication.
Hang on. Can we turn on subtitles? Because I don't know how important it is what the guy's saying. Like, is a puzzle going to use that information, right? But there's just a YouTube video where you see the guy moving his lips.
Yeah.
In two different ways. Like, there's two videos of him. He's moving his lip one way, he's moving his lip the other way. But there's only one audio. And depending on which lips you look at, you hear something different.
Exactly. The McGurk effect.
Yeah. So what you're talking about here is that my mom and I are both hearing the same sounds, but I have some information that causes me to hear it one way, and she has different information that causes her to hear it a different way.
Exactly. Once you put the subtitles on, you will actually hear the sound better in this game.
Yeah, which to me, that means actually you're not hearing it. And you're self-reporting incorrectly that you heard it. You're just reading the subtitles.
But that's not the case. You actually are hearing it better. You're giving your brain information that's turning up the gain of certain things, and it's suppressing certain noise, not attending to it, and so it literally does actually change how you hear it.
Yeah, you're talking about the qualia of hearing, I guess. Whereas I'm referring to something that's maybe not even coherent, something different. Like, I'm sort of definitionally saying you don't hear it, because if you didn't have the subtitles, you couldn't tell me what he was saying. That's my evidence that you don't actually hear it.
But when you hear any sound, there's a variety. You're hearing a lot, and some of it's noisy, and your brain doesn't need to attend to it. There's background noise, there's overlap, there's poorly pronounced words, there's not great pauses between words, all of that. And so when you give the brain information about what noise to pay attention to, what signal to turn up, and what signals to suppress, you are actually improving the acuity of the hearing. It's similar to if you hold your fingers up in front of your eye and make like this little tiny diamond with 4 of your fingers in front of your eye, and you sort of suppress certain amounts of information, it works as a cheap telescope to
I've never heard
improve
of
the
that.
acuity of what you want to look at. So if you're looking at something really far away, like right now I'm looking at the microwave across the room from me, and I can tell what time it is, but it's a little blurry. If I look at it through the tiny little diamond of my fingers, because I'm giving my brain more information about what to suppress and what to attend to, the numbers actually show up more clearly. And I know what the numbers were, so it's not because I've clarified it. Like I can read it still when it's blurry, but I've actually enhanced the acuity of it by blocking out certain amounts of information and putting other bits of information, like telling my brain to pay attention to that,
Yeah,
increasing the gain of it.
I've never heard of this phenomenon or practice.
You can do it right now.
I did do it, but I don't have a thing to test against. Like, I don't have anything that's blurry. You could tell I could do it because if you look at my VTuber, which I know you don't, Steph, but you see my VTuber raise his arms, and so I was doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What I'm saying, I didn't get to finish my thing. I was saying I've never heard of this, and that surprises me because I thought I heard a lot of these phenomena, like the McGurk effect, for example, that you mentioned earlier. Like, I've heard of all the things, but this thing you just presented to me, I've never heard of this one. So that's surprising to me.
Oh, maybe it's a thing that you do when you're outdoors.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Like, Kiki Boo Boo or whatever. Yeah, I know that one. You know, and like all these things are, how much is a baseball and a bat if they're $1 or whatever.
Right.
I know all these, and then I never heard of the one you said. So that's why, like, wow. Something I don't know in psychology. Amazing. I thought I knew everything that you knew, Steph, but you surprised me today.
Thank you.